Hey guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of BookTube. I'm pretty new to doing BookTube videos, but a couple years ago I kind of tried, and I tried watching some channels and I just did not like them. Maybe we'll go into detail on that later. And since I decided to do videos again, I really tried to check out some other channels, and I just couldn't get into them. And in one video, I saw a guy with not just the awful take, but it's so generic, and I've heard this take so many times, and I just feel it's one of those things that somebody says it, and then everybody like repeats it, thinking, like claiming that it's their own opinion and trying to sound like an intellectual. And it just makes me cringe, and that is when people say it's impossible to get scared from a horror novel. I just kind of, let me gather my thoughts here. When people talk about getting scared, all right, I'm just kind of wondering who's saying this and they're not already like desensitized. Aren't we all desensitized already? Like, who's putting on a horror movie and going, oh my god, I'm so scared, I can't even watch? Because, The Exorcist is not going to happen again. We're just not going to get a movie again where people are going to be throwing up in the theater, running out of that place, screaming into the streets. There's not going to be anything like that again. We just don't live in a world where that could happen. If you go back to 1973, when The Exorcist came out, look before that. What horror movies were there? There's a few good ones. Psycho and Rosemary's Baby, I guess, are the two big ones everybody will say. And but there's nothing on the level of The Exorcist at that time. The Exorcist was like just something brand new. Nobody's ever seen it. In older horror movies, there's no gore. There's not even swearing usually. There's sometimes there's not even death. In a lot of horror movies in the past, there's always like the evil guy's threatening to kill us. There's no actual like killing going on. And you get something like The Exorcist, and that like changed everything. And there's no more changing everything. We're so desensitized, not just from movies, but also by just having access to the whole world 24/7 on your cell phone. And every time there's a shooting, a stabbing, and any crime, like you see it all the time. So when I just hear people say, oh yeah, I could get scared from a movie, but not from a book, I just feel it's a weird thing to say, because who's even getting scared? I just don't even understand that. Sure, you could watch a movie and understand that something might be scary. There might be something suspenseful. You might care for a character. Let's say you're watching a horror movie and there's like the axe maniac and he's gonna hack him to bits, and there might be a character that you like and you're like, no, the guy is like hiding in the house and I hope he doesn't kill the character I like something suspenseful like that. But first of all, who's getting scared anymore from movies? Like, it's only a movie. But second of all, this weird take of you can't get scared from a horror novel because this is the reasoning that I see these people say. It's just words on a page. You can't like see it, Do you guys have no imagination? Are you not like visualizing what's going on? Is it not like playing out in your head as you read it? I just don't understand what somebody might be reading. And, but I do understand that the vast majority, I almost want to say the vast majority of horror novels suck, but it might not just be horror novels. It might just be everything. Especially in these days where anyone could just publish any book, and I've certainly published my fair share of awful books, but we'll focus on horror here, I guess. So horror had a really big boom in the 70s, 80s, and into the 90s, and then it just kind of fizzled out and died. But during that time, it seems like anybody could publish anything. And if you've read the book Paperbacks from Hell, it's somewhere here behind me. If you've read that book, or even just flipped through it and looked at the covers, there's all sorts of like, how many books on killer crabs are there? Or books on like killer I don't know, Electric Eels. Like it's like anybody could have published like any horror book at that time. So I understand like picking up like the vast majority of like the paperbacks from hell 70s, 80s, 90s horror novels. They might just suck. I also though understand. I might sound hypocritical saying this, but most modern books suck too. And that's a whole different rant. Maybe we'll get into this a little bit later. Well, I'll side tangent. I guess modern books, I just don't like them because I think people are lazy writers now. They only want to like they include social media everywhere. I've opened up plenty of books in like a Barnes and Noble, like some new horror novel comes out, I'll open it up. The first page is like a Reddit thread. I hate that. And everybody wants to reference like whatever they're watching on Netflix in these current horror books. They want to have scenes where, look what I just saw on Instagram as I'm scrolling on Instagram. It's just cringe. It's not good storytelling. I don't like it. I don't like modern technology in books or even in movies, but I just feel it's like dumbed people down. But that was a tangent. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm ranting. I'm all over the place. But when it comes to like an older horror novel, I understand it might not be well written, because as an author, you know, you're kind of the writer, the editor, director. You're all the actors. You're all the characters. It's hard. It's hard for someone to take on all those responsibilities. And putting out a book, you know, it might be bad. When you've got a movie, you know, most of the time the writer and director aren't the same person. There's producers that greenlight these things, and I know plenty of bad movies get greenlit, and it's much easier to sit through a bad horror movie than it is to read like a 300-page slog of a horror novel. But I just think that the comparison is just kind of strange when people just lump it all together and just say, movie's scary because you see it, book's not scary because you read it. It's just so strange to me. And I could understand how it could be really easy to write a bad horror novel. I've done it myself. And schlocky horror movies are really fun. Especially if you sit through something stupid like Evil Tunes. It's really fun. It might not be as fun to read something stupid like that. And I've tried to get through plenty of like 70s horror novels that it just goes on and on and on, and like nothing happens, and it's just like I'm going through like dozens of pages and nothing happening. I get that. And I get that there are instances where the movie is better than the book, like with Psycho. The novel Psycho is one of the worst books I ever read, but it's like one of my favorite movies. I get all this, but you know, I just think it's strange to compare the two because they're two different experiences, and just to have such this broad view that I see so many people claim when they say a movie could be scary but not a book. It's just weird to me, because again, like I said at the start of this, I mean, when you read the book, like, it plays in your head. At least that's what happens for me. I just read the novel Poor Things. I just finished it. I'm gonna watch the movie, maybe tonight or tomorrow night, and the whole time I'm reading it, it's just such a well-written book. Everything's playing in my head. There was even a part of it that I got goosebumps reading it. It was just so interesting and cool, and it plays out in my head. And that's one experience, you'll get from a book. Everything you read or watch, they give you their own unique experience, and you might feel something in one way that you might not feel in another way in a different format. I know David Lynch talked about, maybe in a few interviews, that when he gets an idea, it might be an idea for a painting or for a movie or for whatever kind of art, a photograph, whatever he wants to do, but he gets real excited about what that medium could do for that idea. And that's the thing about the experience when you read something or when you watch something. It's like some ideas will just hit you in a certain way in one medium or format that it maybe might not in another. But I just can't get over this thing, because I've just seen so many like booktubers make this claim, and when they say it, I'm like, do you even like horror stories? Do you like horror novels? It's just so weird, because they kind of they just talk down about reading horror literature so much. And maybe I sound pretentious saying horror literature, but it just the way they talk down about it, I just think it's so strange. Because because again, I don't know who's getting like terrified, and what experience do they want from the book? Do they want to just read it and be like, I'm so terrified, I can't look at the word the, I can't look at the word and, oh my god, it's so terrifying. I'm not sure what kind of experience they're looking for. And if they get scared watching horror movies, I might think they're a weirdo. I love horror movies. I watch like 500 of them a year. I love them. Whether they're really good and kino or really bad and trashy or anything in between. I dig horror movies a lot. But, when you first start watching horror movies, you get scared. Like, I got scared. Like as a kid, when like I didn't really start watching horror until I was maybe like 16, I think. And but as a kid, the few times I saw horror movies, yeah, I was scared. And then when I was 16, I got into horror movies. I might have watched a couple that scared me. But then by the time I was like 17, I was like, wow, I haven't been scared in a long time. Like I it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. I mean, what actually came close though was or did unsettle me was Hereditary. Especially the part where Toni Collette just starts crying, screaming, hyperventilates. Just hearing her voice and those screams, that actually did hit me, alright? That really made me I felt really bad for her character. I felt sick. But, it's just, I don't know, it's just a movie. At the end of the day, it's just a movie. So, it just kind of, I just don't understand why people have these takes. And this is what I don't like about BookTube, really. I didn't think I'd get into this too much, but I guess we'll throw it on here at the end. But just BookTube, I just feel it's a whole bunch of people with all the same takes. And as soon as I click on a BookTube video, and this actually goes for all of any sort of section of YouTube, but I'm hit with a long intro. I'm hit with, and please like, subscribe, share, sign up for my Patreon, sign up for my newsletter, buy my book I self-published, and I just click off the video because I'm I clicked on it for whatever it's about. Maybe I want to watch whatever you're talking about, and you're hitting me with a constant stream of ads. Why would I like and subscribe and share and comment? This is my first time on your channel. What if I don't even like your video? And if I did, maybe I'd want to subscribe, share, and comment on my own just because I like the work you did. You don't got to tell me what to do. But it's just everybody with these weird takes, and I don't know. I just I don't want to sound pretentious. I don't want to get on here and say I'm the only guy on BookTube with an opinion that's his own, but I just, too many of these videos, they just all sound the same. And I click on some of these videos and I'm like, was this the guy I just watched? Because this is the same video, right? And I'll look back and it's two different dudes, two different channels. And I'm just like, okay, I don't know. They all just blend together for me. Because I open them up and I'm just hit with the same take each time. And I really don't understand it. Because I don't understand what they mean by a horror novel isn't scary. I don't know how they're not enjoying the experience of the prose. And again, like I said, I know a lot of these are poorly written, but there's some, and I guess whether it's a horror novel or not, I mean, there's just some books that are just so good, and the prose really just gets you, and you might just start turning pages, and then you lose track of time. You don't realize how much time's gone by, and you're just in there in that world. That's a really fun experience, whatever it is you're reading. And yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just starting to repeat myself, so it might be a good time to end this video. But thank you guys all for watching, and we'll probably have some more videos soon. See ya.